Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Puneet Oza, Director of Strategic Planning at Telcovas. Today, we'll discuss about Telcovas's automated roaming assist and how it will help mobile operators engage with customers and being more transparent in resolving key roaming issues while even maintaining a healthy customer experience. Even though, as terms of a background, right, where we will brush upon a lot of different aspects and just to set up the tone for the presentation, even though how good our operator is performing within its home, we always get to hear a feedback from our customer saying, my roaming is not working. While in roaming, as we know, a mobile operator doesn't have much control on themselves. It is like 50-50. 50% is their share and 50% is the roaming partner share. However, we'll just have a look at the telco roaming investments that come through infra and solutions. So any mobile operator, always profiles customers based on three things. That is coverage, speed, as well as customer experience. And within this aspects is where they invest in roaming analytics, like tools who are monitoring errors or identify VIP customers. And even they are someone who finds all these issues, and you have a team who acts upon this. This brings us to the second aspect of a telco investment, which is mostly related to resourcing, running MS, running operations 24 by 7. And these guys, they ensure you complete stability of the system first. And then when it comes to customer experience, is kind of in some sense work towards achieving or resolving an issue. Then there is also CVM, or next generation CVM as we call it, where you mostly focus on package sales, product sales, as well as there is a increasing roaming revenues and uptakes is what the focus is when it comes to customer value management. While some of the operators go a step ahead, right? They go for a CVM plus, which is more to subscriber threshold management. Then you have solutions like anti-bulk shock. And in the end, the focus is again to have more revenues as well as give an aspect of customer experience back to the customer. So when it comes to customer experience management, with the traditional channels like SMS as well as digital channels like social media, then you have your in-apps, you have your web apps, is where telco currently focuses on. And these channels are used effectively in terms of sales for product and pack. It's used for branding and marketing. Then you also have your set of welcome SMSs or information messages along with the roaming tariff advisory that you give it to the customers just to make them understand of the cost when it comes to calls and things. Now, in terms of enhancing all these features, are service quality metrics in terms of measuring speeds of customers, how what was their upload, what was their download, how was their experience in availing this or the key qualities. Then through apps, you also try to sell packs, also try to help them set up bill shock mechanism, cost management. And at the end, as we could see, right, you mostly have one channel when it comes to certain issue handling, which is again an experience related problem, right? So call based supports are initiated towards the customer care. So this is how telcos currently have their customer experience management approach. And being no harm in that, that is where the investments that were shown in the slides above were done. But however, what we have seen, right, over the course of this experiences, there are a lot of pros that comes associated to return of investment on such customer experience management. The first one being, in terms of pros, you are only treating customers who are latched onto your roaming network or who has latched onto a roaming partner. This is something which triggers the customer experience management. And on the second end, you can say this focuses on revenues mostly, as well as product and pack sales. As we understand from a total telco perspective, this only covers 15% of your customer base. So only 15% of customers who have either used such kind of channels, use this service, or are aware of this service from their end can only avail all of these features. However, when it comes to the cons of it, right, of such kind of customer experience management, the major problem being this doesn't serve the complete base and beyond, right? So you are only in one sense focusing on people who have known roaming, who have roamed in the past. However, if there is an issue that comes over there, is something which is not treated externally through a CEM. You also can't provide issue resolution one-on-one, right? So you don't treat for each customers. It can be a blanket issue that covers a particular destination, and this destination has probably blacklisted, or you can say in some sense you have a entire wipe out of your outroamers in that particular destination. You won't know what has happened. So this again comes to a point where 85% of subscriber facing common issues are being missed, and it only covers to, or we can say we don't consider this as a complete customer experience management, because the issues are not being tackled at any level in this. When it comes to a roaming challenge for customer experience, we had a view about how telcos are investing. We had a view about how telcos have invested in customer experience. But when it comes to a roamer, with COVID again ending to some level, or you can say post-COVID times as we live in, roaming volumes have bounced back and operators are enjoying the uplift in terms of increasing month-on-month roamers across destinations. Markets have opened. While this is happening at one end, so is technology. Right now, all of us are speaking about VoLTE, 5G roaming. However, there is still a legacy of 2G and 3G that is also with us across the world. So when a roamer over here, take for an example Dave, the common issues that he faces while he's roaming from country A to country B is something related to unable to latch on to network. Now, from an operator perspective, right, through a steering mechanism, he is trying somewhere on a non-preferred or a forbidden network. However, Dave being a roamer, he doesn't understand any of this telco terms of what is steering and all. But he tries to log on to that and he is not being allowed. So this is one of the first point impressions that he has. Like, I'm using this network while in roaming, I'm not able to latch on. The second set of issues can be service related. So he has latched on now somehow to one of the networks. However, he's not able to make voice calls. His data services are not working, or there is a handset block when it comes to starting data, right? It can be related to one of Apple or a Samsung device which has certain security related concerns and roaming is not activated. However, network is somehow seen, but he is not able to use this service. Or to add on to that, he might not even have a roaming pack or a plan. He is new in your network and he has not procured it. He didn't knew it before traveling that he has to activate roaming in the home country. So this issues always leads to four unnecessary outcomes when we see it from a mobile operator perspective. The first being there is a service churn, right? Dave now might choose only to use a free Wi-Fi and use OTT apps while connecting friends, families, or booking a Uber through a friend or whatsoever. So it is a service churn that you face. You have negative customer experience, right? Dave is never going to recommend someone roaming with you as a mobile operator. The other part is the net promoter score decrease. Even often you give him surveys and you have done a lot of things in the past. He was a happy customer in your network when he was there local. But when it comes to roaming, he might change SIMs, right? He might go for a competitor SIM, that is one, or he might buy out a local SIM. So this is how Dave is going to behave in terms of handling all these issues. If considering from the standpoint of Dave, how these issues are currently navigated. So Dave over here, you can say from the pyramid itself, he can be one of the roamers who is a general roamer, right? He ideally follows the same suit. He tries to connect customer care via email or through a web chat bot that exists from an operator end or through an app in terms of finding a solution for his issues which are related to I'm not able to use any of the service. He might even connect his family or friends asking them for support, like, I'm stuck here, I'm on a Wi-Fi, but I don't know what is happening. I'm not able to roam. So this is where 95% of your out roamers, right, which can be a high value, mid value, or low value customers are based. But if Dave over here is a VIP, he either knows a VIP or he himself is a VIP and an operator. What he directly does is he drops in a message to the best or the nearest person that he knows in the telco, and the person over there puts him under a VIP roamer category, and he will escalate it to a higher level. As we all understand living in the telco world, right? The tickets at which a customer care, the priority at which a customer care raises a ticket can be termed as a mid priority. However, if a C-level executive raises a number and saying, guys, this one of the VIP is not able to roam in US is a subject line, everyone will cater to what the C-level executive has sent an email. So that is kind of 5% out roamers. And often we have seen, right, this 5% of your out roamers, when their issues are resolved, so are the associated customers in that region. Their issue are also resolved, and that also closes a lot of tickets for the customer care. But as we understand, this is not an ideal situation, right? This is more of a reactive approach after a issue has occurred, and telco with its last, a large, you can say, 400 plus roaming agreement doesn't sometimes get to a point where a next issue might pop up. So what ARA brings in is something which sets the tone right, one-to-one customer experience. So for Dave over here now, all of his issue, which was either unable to latch on to network, either it was service related or it was pack related, all these technical issues are being translated by ARA, and they are converted simply into notification. For a simple latch on network issue, in case Dave tries to do a latch on in a non-preferred network, what ARA simply does is ARA understands this is a steering related concern, the network might be forbidden. So ARA formulates a message and pushes a in-app notification to Dave. Now Dave might not receive it immediately, but whenever Dave is connected to a Wi-Fi is where the pop-up comes in, and it clearly states like, for better roaming experience, kindly log on to XYZ network. Coming on to the other kind of service related issues, if there is a voice call barring in Dave's profile, at this stage, even though he has latched onto the network, he's not able to make calls. What is he going to do next? He follows the same process, right? Either the VIP flow that we discussed earlier, or he might go with the traditional approach of customer care tickets. But things being said, these are very common issues when it relates to profiles. So ARA again acts upon it. ARA confirms or sends a notification to Dave saying, Dave, this is something which is related to your profile. You have to enable this, or you can directly connect to your account manager, or you can send this particular message to a particular shortcode. So this again enables Dave to act upon it, right? So this is more of assistance that Dave gets for free, even though he has not queried, or as we understood from his profile, that what service related issues he might face. So handling all this, ARA not only serves to the customer, it serves through all the channels, right? It can give you in-app notification, it can give you a chatbot notification in terms of a query and response. It can also do a SMS notification to you on your number as a roamer, and if there is an alternate number that exists in your profile. So both the numbers can be contacted. Parallelly, ARA also supports customer care executives, where they also get a issue diagnostic reports, or they get a UI in terms of understanding where the common issues are happening, and particularly how ARA has served. While they might also raise a ticket in parallel based on the incoming calls. ARA also has an extension in terms of account manager. So for a corporate accounts, right, huge value postpaid customers or a group who might face such issues, it also keeps informed to account managers via email and SMS saying one of your VIP was traveling and this is the status and this was the issue he has faced. So this also helps a more proactive approach in terms of handling issues. And parallelly at the end, right, it also gives a detailed issue diagnostic of affected roamers to the backend team to fix the issue if it can't be done by ARA, or it can't be a simple notification that can be done. So it guarantees the number of roamers that are impacted, and it notifies at all levels. So ARA particularly is something that sits in between. You can say it's more a combination of, up to a certain level, a network probe that is being deployed, and this information or error or network related informations are fetched into the automated roaming assist while sitting between HPMN as well as the VPMN. What ARA does is it converts all the telecom errors as reflected, whether it can be for a prepaid market to a cap, map, diameter, or even data, and translates it into notification insights. There is a repository of issues that you have faced. It can be related to certain settings or configurations that needs to be reported, as well as FAQs. So in case you want to also use ARA to publish FAQs on your website for roaming issues, that is also something which it can do or perform. These are some of the high level error coverage that ARA currently covers. So it covers everything related to signaling errors, identifying and numbering errors. There can be call handling errors. There can be subscription errors, right? So you try to subscribe a pack, you think that the pack is successful and you can roam now, while the pack was not successful because your profile was not set correctly. So all of this information is something which ARA acts upon, and it will always assist not only to the end customers, but it will also assist in parallel to a telco in terms of issue resolution. It will also assist you to in terms of short message service errors, GTP errors. Then there are a lot of CAP errors, supplementary service errors, right? You dialing a wrong number, you have not activated a call waiting, but someone is trying to call you, and error message is being delivered. So all of this information is something which ARA brings on table. There are also errors related to diameter, and that can be resolved through ARAs. Not all of this might go to the customer, but this can be internally now again used by your operations team or network team to find speedy resolution. This is the standard integration inventory of ARA when it comes to how ARA gets deployed. So ARA particularly integrates with systems like HLR. This is more for profile related barring or to understand. It's mostly a view access. Then you have your CRMs as well as IN. CRM predominantly to understand subscriber handset type. In case this is not available or this information cannot be extracted from CRM, then ARA through its internal probing mechanism can also identify subscriber handset or a device change. In case a CRM says it was a device X, however, while roaming, the subscriber has changed the handsets and he's then facing an issue. So ARA can extract all of this information in real time. There is again a SMS-based integration that is mostly for notification channels for assist. And then there is digital SDK for app push as well as for chatbot push in terms of messaging. And then there is this roaming signaling for pull. So it particularly is the section if you have an existing mechanism where all this roaming traffic can be collated, then we are happy to work in a modular approach for providing all this information. So feature wise, ARA for a roamer like Dave, right, you get particularly all the issues which are standard related to roamers and a roamer can help to resolve, like a network latch on issue, moving to a preferred network, or just informing him. Service related issues where some actions are required that can be prompted for voice, SMS, data. And parallelly, what ARA also does is ARA, after a issue resolution or after solving a particular issue, it can also be associated to a survey campaign. So you can associate a survey campaign to ARA, and based on the customer's preference or a response, you can also do a NPS measurement. So customer care are the ones, right, the main people who can get behind a solution like ARA. So they get the features like VIP roaming tracking, the issue list in terms of profile and network related who had faced it. They also get a UI where they can even generate a manual message if they want to do it through the ARA UI. And also in case a feature like ARA, right, it might sometimes send you more than one message in a day, which is something which you don't want, or you want to blacklist this for certain subscriber. That is also something that can be done for the blacklist whitelist management via the portal. Account manager gets the VIP roaming tracker, roamer tracking, you get the network latch on issue as well as the roaming service related issue. And finally, operations team, right? So operations team are the end guys who will handle this platform, and particularly they get access to everything, whether it's designing the SMS template, whether it's designing a contact policy, like you don't want ARA to work 24/7 but at a particular time interval, or not allowing to send more than 2 messages in a week, is something that can be set up by the operations team. Thank you very much.